Well, it's Monday afternoon or Monday evening now. It's going to get on a little earlier, but I went over and seen little Miss Parker there for a little bit. And I see Grumpy was on there, not on live, but in the chat. Glad to see Grumpy's doing good. Someone just asked me something and I didn't know. I'm going live right now to say it clearly. I hear that stinky James Von Hilton has no electricity at this minute again. No electricity at Stinky's house. Power was shut off. He forgot to pay his bill. If somebody don't pay his bill for him, he don't remember. But he sure remembers how wide and how deep that horse vagina was, but he can't remember to pay the light bill. He got his check. He's the one that didn't pay it. Good morning, good afternoon, baby Jane. Blue. Not so groovy Sherry. Little Miss Cynthia. Repeat, update. Von Hilton, no electricity. I'm double checking right now. I'm waiting for the verification to come back across me. No news is good news. Well, this news is good news too. I mean, Von Hilton has no power. I don't know if any of y'all seen any messages that were posted last night, but John, at least it looks like J Dubs, posted something to me last night saying that I'm in trouble. I'm going to jail. I ain't going to trouble jail. I ain't in trouble for nothing. I have did nothing wrong. John, I didn't think you were not bad guy when I first seen you until I found out you ran around with Stinky. That your best friend was Stinky. You know, I've never talked bad about you, but you're talking about people going and doing someone's dick. Are you gay, John? Because you talk about a lot of dick sucking. And most dick suckers talk about sucking it. Let's be real, John. I don't care if you are or not. You ain't sucking on mine. You can go suck on James's red one or blue one or whatever color you want it to be this week. Well, J Dubs tried to say a comment on me last night, and I don't care what he has to say. John, you want to come and call and get on my live YouTubes with me and apologize to me? That's fine. And I'll apologize to you. But you keep running your mouth, and I'm going to keep running mine. That's just how life goes. Ask Vaughn, he knows. You don't fuck with the frost. You don't fuck with my last name, buddy. There's nobody in this world going to put our name down. Just like I wouldn't put no one else's down. There are people out there that are pieces of trash. But that don't mean I put the whole family down because of one bad apple. You find one rotten apple in the family tree, you throw it away. You get help for it, you do something. You don't talk about it. We've all known Von Hilton to be a bad apple. But you can't He's rotting from the center of the core out. Them are apples you just literally throw away. He's gay for secular. Okay. Well, he's not in the dark right now. We're at beautiful 4 o'clock after the noon. Sun's out bright, as you can see right behind me. Beautiful sunlight. Another 3 hours he will be. People, if he goes live, please let me know. Because that means he ran a extension cord to his mother's house and plugged into her back porch. Because she does still have power. Her electricity has never been shut off. It's been running. He forgot to pay his light bill with the $250 check that he received from the estate on the 1st. So if you don't pay your light bill, what happens? You get shut off. I don't pay my light bill gets paid off. Straight off, it goes off. No, that is not the first time his powers went off. It's been 2 or 3 times. And Millie's had it turned back on at certain times. There was a power outage at one time. I mean, the floods kind of stopped the electricity for a couple of days. Todd, he's not going to be making no horse vaginas. He ain't going to be making nothing, not even food. Can't use the microwave without power. You can't do nothing without electricity. And you're right. His gods are his real trolls. And I thought I was the number one troll. No, his god is. He loves the sound of silence. Well, it sounds like he's going to get used to it today and tomorrow until he can get that bill paid. And they might get him for a turn-on fee now, which he can't afford. I don't think he has candles. And if he's got candles, he probably ain't got a lighter to light them. Knowing him, he won't use a stove since it's gas. But I think he needs electricity to ignite the fire unless he has a lighter to light the gas up. He's gonna have to heat his food up with them candles. McGregor, would I wear a shirt if I lose power? Hell no. I'd be wearing the same thing I'm still wearing, my birthday suit. You jealous? Or is it too much fat for you to love? My wife loves my big fat belly and chest and my hairy chest. I'm not here to please none of you. I'm here to please her. And he might be running extension cords. And that's fine. Millie and Jim are in the process of looking. Personally, Blue, I don't know how they're letting him do the Zoom anyways. That's wrong. There ain't none of that stuff going around. I don't know why they're making me go into the courtroom, but they let him do Zooms. That's stupid. And like I said, I ever go against him again. If he ever calls me back to court for something I did, if he's not in the courtroom, I'm going to tell my judge, my lawyers, that I want this everything postponed and thrown out of court. If he can't show up and front me about what is going on, and throw this case out of court, I'm there. I'm going in there in a wheelchair, wheeling myself into a courthouse. I pay somebody $20 to drive me down there and wait for me and bring me home. But he can't. Yeah, that could be. He is asked to Zoom because of the smell. It could be. Vaughn does Zooms because he has diabetes. My wife's got diabetes, and she pushes me into the courtroom. My wife takes 4 insulin shots every single day. No, I'm not avoiding going to jail. Jail don't scare me. You've been there once, you've been there plenty of times. To me, jail be a little vacation. Give my wife a break. You're right, pork chop. What food is he gonna warm up? It's always junk food anyways. Just want to get on here, do a little quick video here because somebody asked me and I wanted to get out there and see what I knew and talk to somebody and see what they know and see what's going on. So the news is Von Hilton's electricity is off. I literally probably would say before he goes to a homeless shelter, which I don't even know if there is any in Manchester, I think he's going to try to go out there and plug into his mom's trailer because he knows the electricity's still on there. And she does have two of them electrical boxes outside on her back porch. Or should we call it the front porch? It's really the back, but she always used it as the front. I am not going over on the property. I do not want to be nowhere near there. If he hooks up to his mom's power, the police department will be called because that is still in electricity. That is not even in his mother's name. It is in Jim's name. Personally, though, I don't think he's smart enough to walk over there and plug a extension cord in. That's a felony stealing electricity from your neighbors. That'd be like me running a extension cross over to my neighbor and plug it into the back of his house and him not even knowing it. There could be Andy. I'd have to ask Miss Millie, and Millie will have to go over there and check it all out. He's the blood heir. It's his electricity. No, it's the state's electricity. No, it's Jackson Energy's energy. You pay to get it. They don't give it to you for free. You have to pay for it. The king of the dirts, king of the stinkies. He has no rights to tap into his mother. J Dubs, I did see your comment. You could say I'm going to jail. You could say whatever. You want to get back on here since your buddy's gone and apologize to me, I will accept your apology because I'm that kind of guy. You don't want to get on here and apologize and you want to keep running your mouth, I will keep running my mouth. If I think I see any of y'all do wrong, I'm going to say something. I see you smack your kid across the face, I'm going to say something to you. And if I ever see it twice, I will call CSB on you. I don't care. What are you going to do? Come to Kentucky and beat me up? Will J Dub save Vaughn? Yeah, if he's got about $450, $500 he can send him. No, Irvy's gods did not kill Grumpy Lobster. Grumpy Lobster's doing okay. He was on this morning. He's all right. No, Grumpy is not dead. Grumpy just had a little bit of problems. He is fine. Just pray for him that he gets better. If any of you watched Miss Parker this morning, Grumpy Lobster was on there. He was in the side chat talking to people. Yeah, they must be mixing her up with the queen, him up with the queen. Grumpy is okay, but I would like for people to keep praying for him, and hopefully he gets better and better. I'm hoping he can bring his live shows back because I enjoyed them. But it sounds like him and Miss Parker are gonna like slide both of theirs together for a little bit until Lobster is ready to go live on his own again. There's no way I can replace Lobster. I mean, I'm not that good of a person. I'm not like Lobster. I don't have all my P's and Q's and know how to do all that stuff. So I cannot be no Grumpy. I cannot place him. Mac, I do too. So, I mean, that's why. So a lot of people say, well, why do you call him Grumpy instead of Lobster? Well, I call him Grumpy because he's Grumpy Lobster. When I think of lobster, I don't think of a person. I think it's dinner time. Give me my steak and my lobster. I'm ready to eat. No, I have no, I've never horse vaginas. I would never do a horse vagina. I don't even care to see a horse vagina. Vaughn has no power right now, Dan. He forgot to pay his light bill. He took the check and spent it on something else. Oh, Bobcat, don't say that. I wouldn't even want to think that. J Dubs might. J Dubs would love to see that. He better not worry about how his wife's gonna eat and because she's gonna starve. He better worry how he's gonna eat because he's gonna starve. Yeah, what delights did he spend his money on this time? Well, Blue, if you don't show up at court, you know what's gonna happen. And y'all know he ain't got an old phone. The phones he has, they take electricity. He can't even call the courthouse. He can't even call anybody. He can't walk across the street and borrow his neighbor's phone because he'll shoot him. He's not going to go down to Little Jim's house and use the phone. They'll shoot him. He ain't going to go down to the other neighbors down there because I think they'd probably shoot him too. He's none of the neighbors like him. He has no friends. He has nobody down here. He will literally have to take one of his toy airplanes and hopefully he can throw it all the way 14, 15 miles to Manchester, Kentucky and hope the judge gets this letter. Oh, he could use it off. He can use that cigarette lighter right in his truck until it runs out of gas. And as far as I know, the neighbor you're talking about that was giving him money is Jim and Millie. Them are Frost. Because he told the judge that Millie did not give him, I think it was August's check, that he wanted his check. She took August's check and September's check and paid the August light bill. It was $337. And she sent him the rest of what was left for September. He cashed the check. It was delivered to him. He cashed it. We have proof that he received it. And that's when the judge said that now all his checks will come straight from the estate. Jim and Millie will not give him no more money. Jim and Millie will not write his $250 checks out. He will have to wait in the mail until the estate sends it to him. Mac, he ain't that smart. He's not that smart. Y'all know I had to pay a plumber $20 to go out there to change his kitchen sink faucet because it was spraying all over. My waterman walked outside the house and said, Larry, all I had to do was turn it and tighten it up 2 or 3 turns. The water is now stopped. There's no leaks. You know how your head of your water faucet gets loose in your kitchen sink and you got to turn that little thing down there to tighten it up a little bit? He's so stupid, he could not do it. I had to pay somebody $20 to go out there and turn it for a whole 5 seconds. But then he wants to know why we have no money. Dan, I got people looking at his house. We got people over that area. I mean, I got family that lives all around him right now. There is no relatives going to pay his bills. J Dubs better get that check in the mail as so fast as he can, because that's the only thing that's going to save him. Me and my wife had a talk about our Christmas trees. As you can see there, you can't see them because the sunlight's so bright right now. Some of y'all asked me, why is my trees upside down? Well, that's just the way the wife hung them up there. I live out in the boonies. We lived here almost 2 years before I even put a curtain up. Until the way the sun came in and it started shining on my TV where I couldn't see it. And that's when she put the blankets that our children had when they were 1 year old and 2 year olds. Now remember, this 1 and 2 year old that we're talking about are now in their second year in college. That's how long them blankets have been around my house. I ain't planning on being on here long, people. Just wanted to get on, say hi. Well, McGregor, we're going to be changing that pretty soon. Hi, Solar Marshall. I've been waiting to catch you on. I'm glad to see you're on here. I want to say thank you for buying dog food for them puppies because, if it wasn't for you, they'd all be dead right now. You are one hell of a man. Some of your friends ain't, but you are one hell of a man. And one day, like I told everybody else, I'll tell you clear as day too. One day I'd like to meet you. I will buy you a beer. Me and you can go to the park and smoke a big fat painkiller if that's what you like doing. But I would like to say hi to you, shake your hand, and really meet you because I like to meet good people. People, as y'all see, my wife is now up in that picture for a minute. She waved hi at you. Yeah, take care of your dinner, baby. McGregor, no, it's not no gay hookups. And if you think that, then you need to get your check because I'm not gay, never have been gay, never will be gay. Is my wife's maiden name? Are you talking? No, her last name is not Bird. Why do you figure that? You too, Solar Marshall. Appreciate you jumping on and saying at least hi. That could happen, Moose Wrestler. Yeah, we will smoke some painkillers. Nobody's going to turn his power back on. What he did with his $250, I don't know. Don't care. All I know is my light bill's paid. I'm not doing without electricity. I'm not doing without a phone. I'm not doing without water. I am definitely not doing without food. No, the family will not pay. I just wanted to get on here. It's been 30 minutes. 38 people watching, 14 thumbs up. Come on, let me get some thumbs up, people. If this is good news and you were glad to hear it, let me get some thumbs up. Von Hilton's electricity is off at the moment. So far, Toby, I've never had no problems. He did run his mouth on me one time during a J Dubs, Vaughn, and him thing. The next day, me and him talked, and to me, he didn't tell me to go suck no one's dick. He didn't tell me none of that shit. He just said that I was a bad guy, this and that. But to me, all he was doing is turning the gas up on the flames, throwing wood in the fire to make it bigger. I don't care about that. That's fine. I want to see him run his mouth. I like to see him get mad. And I'm talking about stinky people. And I know you guys do too, because if you didn't, you wouldn't watch him. I believe J Dubs might be his biggest troll. And that's good, Toby. That's good. And I got to give J Dubs credit. J Dubs, I seen you do a video the other day cooking dinner for your wife. You need to do that more often, buddy. Women like that. You need to stay away from Vaughn. You need to quit sending him all that money because all he's going to do is blow it on airplanes or some stupid shit when you and your wife could went out to dinner on that $50 and enjoyed it. Your wife would be happy if you took her out to a nice little dinner somewhere. Like I said, J Dubs, I'm not down here to disrespect you like you do me. But when you start calling me out, we can have something happen. We literally can. I told you, my brother lives in New York, Long Island, New York. Is that anywhere close to you? Or is it sitting right at your back door? I have no beef as long as you keep your mouth off me, J Dubs. My beef is with your friend. And if you stick your nose in your friend's business, it could get hurt. And then I'm going to feel sorry for you. But then I'm not because you had no rights to stick your nose in this family business. Let me repeat, family business. He is my great aunt's son. That makes him a family member. That means there's a Frost blood in him because his Hilton Peters dad, who stuck his pee-pee in his mama, did not suck every ounce of blood out of Alice Hilton. So guess what? She still had Frost's blood, James. J Dubs, if you don't understand how the family tree works, how your bloodline works, then you need to go pick up the books when your wife's gone. Stinky, I would hate to admit this live on YouTube that you are related to us. I don't want to. You better hope that I don't get to have a real talk with the judge. Without these lawyers. Me personally, I think if you have a family matter, you should take care of it inside the family. Not go to courts, not cry that I'm going to get the fucking beat out of me, not cry because you're going to get your ass whipped. Because you know, and I know, who would get their ass whipped. And I don't care if you're a 25-degree black belt or a 200-degree black belt. Your name is not Chuck Norris. Your name is not Bruce Lee. Your name is not Steven Seagal. Do you understand that? Them are the baddest three people in the United States of America right now. You say his name is Karate Kyle? No, it's Karate Dirt. Dan, that's just a name that popped in my head. I see Steven Seagal doing a lot of karate movies, and he's a bad boy in some of them movies. I don't know where he lives, but it ain't hard to find. I mean, I can put the word out, and I will guarantee you within a week or two, I'll find exactly, I'll have his address. Is me not having a shirt on really bothering you? Because to me, my house is hot. My air conditioner's running. I like that 52 degrees blowing on my back. He's a fake Jew Muslim. Well, I mean, maybe he started doing that because maybe his wife is one and he's trying to fit in with her. I don't know. That's up to him. He can be whatever he wants to be. But if he was smart, that he'd literally take the Frost name out of his mouth. James will get what's coming to him, people, through the court systems and all that. And when it's all over and there's nothing nobody can do to neither nobody, he will go to the store one day and he's going to go home and he's going to call the law again because he just got beat up. He says if anything happens to him, me and Uncle Jim did it, or Ronnie. No, James, you look at people wrong. You talk to people wrong. You talk shit. One of these times, you're going to talk some shit and someone's going to lay you out. You and your 25-degree black belt. Von Hilton has Trump's phone number. That's cool. So do I. So do I. Does he just got the Florida one? Or does he have the Connecticut, the Florida, and the New York one? I own all three of them numbers for Mr. Trump. I don't need to call Trump. I don't need Trump. I don't need help to fight my battles. Like I said, win, lose, or draw. I don't care. The only thing I care about in life is my wife and my children. To make sure there's a roof over all their heads, food in their mouth, and clothes on their back. That is my responsibility as a father, as a human being in this world, is to raise your children the right way. And I say that to each and every one of you. That is life. You are to become a parent, raise your children right to grow up in this world of society that we live nowadays, and hope they accomplish something in life and not end up turning like a stinky. I hope I am not stomping on anybody's toes today. I kind of glimpsed over, didn't see nobody live because I was going to go live earlier. And when I looked, seen Miss Parker was on, I was like, nope, nope. Let me back out of there. Let Miss Parker do what she's doing because it's kind of, if Miss Parker's got 50 people watching and I jump on and I take 10, 12 of them, that's hurting her. I don't want to do that. That is not what this is about. I'm not here to hurt anybody. But, you guys get bored. You guys want to hear people talk shit. You want to see people, whatever, whatever. So I'm filling in a little bit. Looks like most of my best time to get on in my book is 9 to noon, 9 to 2. Everybody I've seen usually goes on later in the evenings and late nights. But Miss Parker did go live this morning. They're having a power outage. I bet you they do hate him. He probably goes in there and runs their mouth. One of them workers will punch him. Some people just don't care about their jobs. Jobs are dime a dozen. Right now, jobs are dime a dozen. I can go to Manchester, Kentucky right now and go to work for any one of the restaurants. I can go to work for Walmart's, any of the gas stations, the banks, the pharmacies. Everybody's hiring. People don't work. I wish I could work again. I can if I want to ride around in a wheelchair all day. If I want a nurse to help me wipe my butt when I'm completely done. As long as it's not out in the sunlight, because all 10 pills that I take, one or two of them make me dizzy from the sunlight. So I cannot be in direct sunlight. Well, there are good jobs out there, but you have to wait until they open. I got two boys right now working for Amazon. It ain't good, but they're making over $15 an hour. To me, that's good. Especially when I started work, it was 3.35 an hour, and that'd been in 1983. My last job, I'm not going to lie, I don't even remember what my last job was. It's been that long. I'm not allowed to get into that story because my wife don't want people knowing. But literally, I had to quit my job to keep my children in my household. Let's just leave it at that because my wife don't want the rest of the story out of there, people. Let's just put it, I own full custody of my children. Yes, I know there's women out there who takes care of the kids and they do go to work. There's women out there that sends their kids to school and does little odd jobs on the side. I could have. But instead, I stayed home, made sure the houses were being cleaned, food was laid out for making dinner that night. By the time they got home from second and third grade, I was making their dinners. He's not improving nothing, himself or the trailers. He was ordered to go to parenting classes. I think he went to one and says he couldn't afford to drive there to do it again. My wife had to do it for 8 weeks. No, I've never been to none of his boxing matches. Like I said, I have not known him except maybe 15 years. When I met him, he was a 40-year-old young punk. Thought he knew something, don't know shit. For being a boxer, he sure backed away from me. For being a 25-degree black belt, he backed away from me. Sounds like he's backing away from a $10,000 paycheck from soul or secular opinion. So he must not be as bad as he tells everybody. I don't care if I win or lose. I'll go $10,000 with somebody. You're going to hand me $10,000 to get knocked out? Give me my $10,000 and come and knock me out. I could use $10,000 right now. The only thing he power lifts are them Mountain Dew cans. Oh, and them Gogurts, they call them, where he power sucks them down. I think that's what J Dubs loves about him. He can just take it all. No, he was no indie wrestler. Like I said, guys, maybe Vaughn would be an okay guy if he quit learning how to lie. If he start telling the truth and did real videos on real life stuff. He don't. And if he does something on real life stuff, like he had mentioned the Queen Elizabeth II passing on, he didn't condolence her family. He didn't say he was sorry and that he prayed for them and hopefully everything goes good. He down-mouthed the queen. Same way he disrespected and down-mouthed his mother, the Queen Hilton. Think about that. Because Alice Hilton was the queen of that house. That was her house. That was her family. And he is part of it. He down-mouthed the queen. I wish Prince Charles, or as we call him now, the King, would come on over here in the United States and go to Vaughn's trailer. Who in the hell you think you are talking about my mother like that? James, they can come over here and beat your ass and get away with it. Do you know that? They have a card that gets them away with it. Remember, just like your little Chinese women have them cards, UK King does too. Or is it just your little whores that you're bringing across the ocean have them? This world does not circle around Stinky Von Hilton. It circles around the world for each and every one of us to live on, to survive, and to take care of our families like we all should be. It is all his own fault. Yes, he's lived there 30 years for free, literally bringing almost $1,500 home every single month, and never gave him mom $1 to pay for rent. He was bringing that 1,500 a month in and never even paid a light bill. His mom was still paying the light bill. She was still paying the water bill. She was still paying the truck insurance, and he's getting 1,500 a month. The only bill he had was his phone, internet, and cable, 220 a month. Hello, 77. Welcome to Larry's chat. We are letting everybody know Hilton Stinky's property has no electricity right now. Well, you figure he's getting a $700 Jerry check. He's getting over a $700 Andrea check. Plus, he got a welfare check for the two girls, not counting probably about $450 in food stamps or better. He was living high off the hog when the whole family was there, and that's why he's missing them. He went and spent Jerry's money on them cars. He was blowing it on crazy shit. Now everything's stopped. He's lost all of his checks. He's now going back down again. Pretty soon he's going to start selling Jerry's cars. Even though they're Jerry's and he shouldn't. Them are Jerry's. But he will. Yeah, he got that after he met Andrea. And she had the babies. Because Andrea is bringing in over 700 a month. She's on Social Security. Disability. Yeah, he's not seen a doctor in 30 years, people. I don't know about all you guys. I see my doctor like every 3 months, unless we're having a problem. And if I'm having a problem, I'm seeing him every 2 weeks. As you all know, I come down sick a couple weeks ago, and I've been getting it really rough. Um, I've been seeing him every 2 weeks. My weight's dropping way too fast. I went from 340 pounds down to like 278 within 3 months. He says that's too fast. What's going on? What am I doing? I'm not eating. I don't go to Burger King and eat two Whoppers, my fry, a shake, and maybe a piece of pie. I give my fries to my kids. I eat maybe half of that one Whopper and I'm done. My blood pressure has been skyrocket, heart attack high. So he has me watching that very closely. I am checking it 3, 4, 5 times a day. A normal Whopper is 600 calories. Well, I have to tell you the truth. You guys know that kind of stuff. I don't. I don't look at how many calories. I look is it's food. I'm gonna eat it because I like the taste of it, and I eat it. I don't get onions. I don't get pickles. I don't get lettuce. My order is a Whopper, maybe even a double Whopper with mayonnaise and tomato. That is it. The Big Tasty is better than the Whopper. McGregor, maybe one day I will try that. I'm a meat eater, people. I ain't much of potatoes. I do like some vegetables. I love green beans. I love Brussels sprouts, carrots, and if they're in a roast, yeah. Picking them up raw and dipping them in something. I ain't got no teeth to chew them, and I've never liked carrots that way. Yeah, I do not do pickles. When I pull into Burger King or any one of the restaurants, I literally, if I'm the driver and I'm the one talking to that speaker, hey, this is Mr. No Pickles. Here's my order. They know nothing. Literally, take the pickles and put them in your refrigerator away from my food. Because if I taste that pickle, we are coming back around. And I am talking to your manager. This is Burger King. I get it my way. If you can't make my sandwich my way, I will take my business to the next restaurant. And I'm going to tell you, Burger King would hate to see me leave them. We see them 2, 3 times a month, and our bill runs anywhere from $40 to $50. I am paying one of their workers' weekly paycheck. I like cucumbers, yes. Usually, if they're in a salad somewhere, did never have liked pickles. Yes, Bond sold all of his guns. I'd be scared of Karen, Larry. Well, I don't know who Karen is. I'm not worried about Karen. I'm not afraid of nobody. I like Subway. Got to go a little bit further, though. Why eat with the clown if you can eat with the king? Yeah. You know, everybody has their own fast food restaurants that they really like, and then there's a lot of them that we all just deal with.
Excuse me for interrupting, but it's done.
Okay. We still got a whole hour. That's fine, though. That's fine. I'll be good for a little bit. I'm not going to be much longer.
Well, honey, if you couldn't teach me how to hustle, I guess it wouldn't be done that fast.
Well, I shouldn't have taught you how to hustle, huh?
Yeah, I guess you can then, huh?
I love you. I really liked Arby's. I like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I like Burger King. McNasty's is okay on certain foods. It matters what you're ordering. I've always loved their biscuits and sausage in the morning. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has, certain things that you can go to a restaurant and you try it and you like it. And it seems like every time you go out to eat, you're going right back to that same restaurant and ordering that same thing. No, I do not remember Burger Chef. I know somebody that likes them. What are they? White Hut or White Castle, where you got them little burgers. That their food tastes pretty good to me. The only problem when I order them little burgers back then, I had to order 24 just for me. Them are only one bite sandwiches. Oh, Hardee's. See, I ain't seen a Hardee's in 30 years. I didn't even know they were still in business. I don't know what his first wife looked like, people. No idea. I'd love to find out. I really would. I personally think all women are beautiful. It ain't what's just on the outside, it's also what's on the inside. They're caring, they're loving, they're understanding, their will to put up with man's shit.
Done. That's how,
Because men put them through shit most of the time.
I think early first life in the picture.
Robbie, don't push it. Just don't push it. Yeah, I caught that. She is mentally disturbed. She might be a good looking woman if she mentally took care of herself. But as y'all can tell, she don't care. They still must be living in a tent. Because, I mean, I got a J Dub answer before I got it from them, and I expected to get it from them quickly. I thought they'd be on there the night after I did it. So that just tells me that they're not online right now. That is cool, pork chop. Weatherman is calling for severe thunderstorms. Honey, I need you to turn my bedroom light on for me. Okay.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, the sun started going down and I lost view. There y'all. Blue. When has he ever washed his clothes with or without electricity? Boy, that first hour went quick and it seems like it's starting to slow down on me. Shanny needs a car wash. Nobody knows. All we can do is wait, listen, and see what we hear. Who posts what and who says what. I am not planning on being on here live tonight. I have a friend of mine who is doing a live auction tonight down here about 30 miles away from where I live. And usually I buy stuff from her that me or the wife or kids might need. Or sometimes we even buy from her for cheap Christmas gifts for my nieces, nephews, and all my cousins. Last year before Christmas, we bought 12 dream catchers, if you all know what them are. You hang them above your bed and they catch your night dreams. She sold them for $10 a piece. Every store I've ever looked at, they're over $20 a piece. So I saved $10 on every one. Call from Joe 3 call. The policeman and the fireman would like you to send them some money. I already sent. Sorry. How many police stations you want me to give to? Well, I don't know about that pork chop. Like I said, everybody has differences. Some people say it helps you have good dreams. Some people say it chases your bad dreams away. You say it's witchcraft. So, like I said, everybody has their differences. He's the only one that ain't different. That is the only man who's perfect. Not even Jesus was perfect. God is. Is God by himself? Does God have brothers? Does God have a dad over him? See, that's what I'm saying. I do not know. No, that was not Vaughn calling. That was a 1-8 something number from California wanting me to donate to the fire department and the police department in California. I keep telling them I donated here in my county, my state. Life is what it is. Some of us make it worse for ourselves, some of us better ourselves. I hope each and every one of you out there bettering yourself. Because Stinky, you're putting yourself down worse and worse and worse. You better get out in that pond and start bailing water out to put them bridges that are on fire out before they burn away where you can't walk across them. And them ain't the frost bridges, them are already all gone. Pork chop, you keep in touch with me, and if he leaves it behind, I will literally go in there with a gas mask and all the shit that I need that I don't catch no disease, and I will send that shirt to you free of charge. I don't care if you get 1 million for it on eBay. I will give it to you free of charge. The smell has to be so damn bad that it kills anything it comes in contact with. Right now, I wish Uncle Jim was in charge of that land. I wish Uncle Jim would have held on just a little bit longer before it all went to the lawyers. Because I'd love to have a party on that land right in front of Irvy's house and in his backyard and around the pond. If he ever leaves, he's ever gone. The only thing I'm worried about is somebody for nightmare midnight, and I think I would send it to Solar Marshall. He's the one that's been feeding it for the last month. Everything else is opened up. You got enough balls to go inside that trailer and get what you want. It's an open trailer. Because when you all get done with it, it will be crushed, destroyed, and hauled away from that piece of property. No, I would not put Midnight to sleep. Unless she really needed to be put to sleep. She was too old to be anything or do anything. If she was handicapped, I put her out. She looks like a wonderful, beautiful little dog. And I'm sorry that she has to go through it. To me, Todd, there's nothing worth nothing in that trailer. Not a thing. You couldn't give me anything inside his trailer. I think all my neighbors are starting to pull all their crops in this week. So I really can't wait to see what it all is and what it all tastes like here in the next 3 weeks when it all dries out. Personally, I have no idea what's going to happen to the trailer, but to me, I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's worth anything. No, he spoke with me today. He has also messaged me. Well, I mean, he might have been really mad at Aunt Alice because, not too many people. I mean, I'm going to tell you all, if I got a little bit of money put away, I'm going to leave it to my kids. That's right mind. That's common sense. Even though I got four boys instead of just one like Irvy, I got four boys to leave to. And all four will split the money evenly the same way that Alice Hilton put the will that her three grandchildren will split it right down evenly. Each one of them get 33.3%. He says little Jim's been stealing his mom's money. Is that why he refused the 2% that he's allowed to take for being the executive of the will? He turned it down and said, give it to the kids. They need it. Uncle Jim does not need money. He's like me. He's got a roof over his head, his bills are paid, and he's got food. That's all he needs. That's all he wants. He don't need 2,000 acres of land, 14 different houses. He can't afford to take care of them. He can't afford to pay people out there to go work on them. Jim is happy with what he's got, and that's it. He paid cash. He worked his 40 years of his life up to get what he's got, and he's got it. Now he can sit there comfortably and enjoy life. I've seen houses that way, Todd. I've literally seen houses under inside mountains. I used to cut grass at one of them. I told my boss, I was like, "Where's the house?" He goes, "You wait till we go around," because all I was doing was looking at an open field. We went around over to the other side, and here's a whole 4 or 5 bedroom home up inside the mountain where they dumped dirt and grew grass on top of it. Never seen nothing like that in my whole life, but it was cool. It was a nice looking place. Yes, I would not advise you to go home right now, pork chop. You just stay where you're at as long as there's no war happening there, buddy. And we hope the whole world, except Russia, hopes that you get back in your home and that everything's good. Hello, cat. Soft white underbelly needs to interview you, Larry. Well, I don't know who soft white underbelly really is, but underbelly, come on in. I don't care. Yeah, Von Hilton probably will need some candles, people, because he is not in the dark. He forgot to pay his light bill. He's so used to his mommy and whoever's taking care of mommy's bills to pay it for him. Since his mom has passed away, Millie has been making sure the water and the light bills stayed on. He told the judge that Millie did not give him no $250. Millie showed him the receipt where she paid the light bill and the water bill. James started yelling and screaming about that. And that's when the judge literally looked at him. For now on, the Alice Hilton estate will send you a check, $250 a month. You pay all your own bills. The estate will not have nothing to do with none of your bills. They will not worry about where you're getting food. They're going to do exactly what the will says. $250 a month until the money is gone. So that means on Jerry the twins' birthday, you're done. Your $250 a month stops. Because Jerry will be taking his 33.3%. Your other daughter will be taking her 33.3%, which will empty Alice Hilton's estate out because there will be no more money in there. And your $250 a month will stop. You better figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to pay your bills because that ain't too long, James. You got about 8 to 10 years to prepare. 8 to 10 years to prepare. I don't think you're going to make it that far, James. I got a feeling you'll be under the bridge within 6 months. Christmas time, you'll be under a bridge somewhere. Carrying midnight. Or you're going to be living in New York City with John and his wife and see what his wife thinks about you not taking showers, not changing your clothes every day. Yes. Yes, I agree, 77. I don't think there is any shelters here in Hamilton or in Manchester, Kentucky. I don't know. Never had to use them. I've never used a shelter in my whole life. When I was homeless, I had a car, so I can't call it homeless because I slept in my car. I have lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for 2 weeks, sleeping outside on a picnic bench because I got thrown out of the house that I was living in. And I worked at the temporary service every single day, took all my money, and rented me an apartment. I think J Dubs might take him in, but it ain't up to J Dubs anymore. And if J Dubs thinks it's just up to him, I think he's going to get a rude awakening because his wife does have a say. Any man out there does not let your wife say something. I'll show you how to lose your wife. Ask Vaughn Hilton, he knows. My wife has a say in anything and everything I do. She is what we call my better half. She keeps me in check, the same as I keep her in check. We make sure we take our meds. We make sure we do what we have to do every day. If she has a problem with me, she will sit down and talk to me.
Come on over. I'll keep you in check too.
If I have a problem with her, I will sit down and talk to her. And you all heard it from my queen. You all don't like it, come over here. And she said she'll put you all in check too.
That's it. You can handle me.
Yeah, they might have a homeless shelter there in Hayden. It's quite a ways away.
We're all over it. I heard. The remote.
Yes, I do have a very wonderful wife.
Thank you.
We've been through problems. We've had problems like any other person has. But we literally, after the problem, we sit down and we talk and we communicate. We tell each other how we feel about the situation. Sometimes she wins, sometimes I win. It don't matter. We are still together after 20 years. I am very happy with my wife. I love her to death. A lot of you people are videoing this. You're watching me, and my thumbs up has went over the people that I've liked. For some reason, I am getting a lot of friends requests on Facebook. And when I open your Facebook to see who you are, all I get is one picture of you saying nothing about you, how you know me, or nothing. A lot of them are from single women. If you want to become a Facebook friend with me, let me know you're one of my YouTubers. Let me know how you know me. I don't care if you put the word I troll stinky. I'm solar opinions, secular opinions friend. My brother, he accepts every single girl's invite to join her page. He don't care who she is. And I keep telling him he gonna get a bug. He gonna get a bug from letting. I mean, he's got over 300 girls on there, and he's never even laid eyes on none of them. Knows none of them. He knows they're pretty, and they live across the whole United States. I don't accept friends requests like that, people. I'm sorry. I literally put it out on Facebook yesterday morning.
Leave me alone.
If you're single and you are sending me a friend's request, I am very happily married, and I don't care what you look like. I am happy with my wife, and I will die with my wife. When I die, I will still be married to her. When she dies, I will still be married to her. Death do us part is the way we put it. You're right. They all could be catfishers. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't need no catfishers. I watch the show.
I hate him.
A lot. Lately, we've been watching it a lot. A lot of them try to con you out of money. You're right on that too. And I always tell them, hey, I ain't got no money. I have 7 boys. The youngest one eats 3 Whoppers, 2 fries, 2 apple pies, and drinks a whole 6 pack for dinner. Send me money for I can feed my kids. I've seen 1 or 2 of his odysseys that J Dubs has did with him through secular. Yes, I have seen some. People, as you notice, there's no pay apps. There's no Larry accepting money from none of you. Larry wants no money from none of you. You really got money burning a hole in your pocket and you want to burn it. You want to get rid of it. You want to send it to me. Go to the closest restaurant to your house. Buy a sandwich or fry in a pot and give it to a homeless man, woman, or child. Me personally, I would hope that you would hand it to him and say, God loves you. Enjoy.
Sorry, guys.
Or, sorry about your luck. I hope your luck changes. Here's something to eat. We are all human. We have all been down to the lows. We've all been up to the highs where we're eating steak and lobster every night. And then there's times that you're just down to hot dogs or bologna sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches for a week. We've all been to the highs. We've all been to the lows. So if you can help somebody that's down there in the low who barely has anything to eat, buy him a meal. That will tickle him pink. That will make his heart explode. And he will say, look, all humans are not the same. However you say it, Battle, I wouldn't care. And personally, I don't think they'd even care. You're feeding them. They don't care what you say, honestly. He'll be tickled pink just to have a bite to eat. A lot of them out there hang out there and, oh, with a bucket and saying, drop some money in here for me. You know, I'm homeless. I need to get a roof over my head. I need to take a shower. As soon as they get that $5, $6 in that bucket, they run straight to the liquor store. You want to be an alcoholic, you want to drink and get drunk every night. I don't care. Do it. Feed your belly some food first. And that's why I say don't give them the money, buy them a meal. I knew you were Battle. I'm getting used to most of you. Sorry, as you all can tell. I am really getting used to which ones are troublemakers, which ones talk a lot, which ones make jokes, and which ones are serious. He deserves everything he is going through. If his lights are really off and he's sitting there in the dark, he's the one that did not pay the bill. The frost has nothing to do with it anymore. The Alice Hilton estate takes care of all of his $250 a month He got the check on the 1st or the 2nd somewhere. He now has another check coming in on the 1st, which is what, Saturday? Do I have any favorite charters? Is that what that word is? Remember, guys, I only made it to ninth grade. Please do not put them big words out there.
You don't know what that means?
I don't know if it says chatters, cheaters, or what it says. Do I have any favorite chatters?
Yeah. Favorite people that you like to talk to?
I just like to talk. There's no favorite ones out there I like to talk to. I like to talk.
Just like Aunt Alice.
I'm a motor mouth. My wife says I'm just like Aunt Alice. You could tell that we were bloodline.
Well, we love her, so.
I love her to death, but I mean, I'm just like her. I could sit there and talk, 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 talk.
I love
I'll
her.
sell you the Golden Gate Bridge if you want to, or the Macintosh or Mackin whatever, the bridge between Canada and Michigan. Hey, at least his bathroom's getting clean. James's.
No.
Literally, we were not helping him. We were doing what the will said. Me, Little Jim, Ronnie Ray, and every other Frost here, even our wives that were not born Frost, knew what Alice Hilton's wanted in life. We all know what she wanted after life. And whatever Miss Alice wants,
That.
your wish is my command, Miss Alice, because you are my great aunt. You are my grandfather's little sister. Anything she needed or wanted, I'd jump out of bed and go there. James complained about the cameras. If y'all know, a year before this accident, she also fell again. And I literally called James and told him to go check on his mom. He went over there and he literally picked up his mom's phone when I called. And he's like, well, she's laying on the floor. I can't pick her up. I got a bad back and a bad leg. So I called the fireman who is 5 houses down from her, Ron Combs. By the time Ron Combs got dressed and got to her house, I drove 2.2 miles and I was walking in her door almost the same time he was. Me and Ron got her up off the floor. Me and Ron put her in her chair. I showed her so many fingers and asked her what I was holding. She got confused and really could not tell me exactly how many fingers I was holding up. And I looked at Ron, said, Ron, call me an ambulance. Ron didn't pick up the telephone and call the ambulance. Ron got on his police scanner, radio, fireman radio, whatever you call that, that radio that they all carry around with them 24/7, 7 days a week, and ordered an ambulance there to take her out of there. She spent the night in the hospital. The doctors told me to pull all rugs out of her house. They think that she slipped on one of her bedroom rugs. Before she come home from the hospital, we stripped every rug out of that house. She was rug free. I have never seen no war bonds. But personally, I never went in Alice's bedroom until after I took power of attorney, which has only been a couple years. Personally, no man, woman, or child should have ever went in her bedroom. Not even her own son. Nobody needs to be in her bedroom or her master bathroom. Them were her personal two rooms. As Jim Frost was power of attorney, yes, he has went in her room and got money out of her. Why, she was in the nursing home when she fell out the window and broke her leg. We knew she was going to be there a month to recuperate. When she went in, 2 days after she was in, she called Little Jim and said she wanted them sliding glass doors gone. She wanted the carpet in the living room floor gone. The writing and scribbling on her walls in the living room that the grandkids did, gone. Her skylight in her bathroom was leaking. She wants a new one. She don't want it took out and repaired and all this. She wants a brand new one. When Alice wanted something, Alice got what she wanted. No matter money, whatever. When I bought things for her houses, these renters, I bought something cheap, easy, and not expensive. When we bought it for her house, she got the best on the line. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I own my own home and I got two renters, my house will be the way I want it to be. My renters' homes would be livable, workable, but they won't have gold faucets. They won't have the best that money can buy. And in Alice's house, that's what we did. The best that money can buy. Because we wanted her to live decent. We want her to live nice. She wanted a clean home. I don't even know if she ever had war bonds. The only one that could say that is James Von Hilton Jr. He said his mom had war bonds. I never seen them. I've never asked little Jim. That's none of my business. I don't care what that woman had. You know what she had? She had a heart of gold. That's what she had. She had stories from 1929 all the way to the year of 2020 of my grandfather, my great grandfather, and my great grandmother. Stories. That's what I like to hear. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know how my great grandparents survived, how life was back then. I love listening to them old stories. And there's some of them stories I heard 20 times, people. The exact same story. But I was glad to listen to her because that's what made her happy, remembering them old times.
agree to this. You gotta let her go. She doesn't deserve this. Just like you don't deserve this.
Personally, if there was any war bonds, Vaughn probably took them over to his house, put them up on that shelf. One of the kids knocked them down. Midnight shit on them. And they're probably laying on the floor with piss and shit on it. That's what I would say. Because I'll repeat, I seen no savings bonds. Never seen no war bonds. Never seen no $1,000 bills. Here's another kick. Y'all, when we get off here, because I'm getting off here really shortly because my dinner is ready. When I get off here, look up U.S. money, a $1,000 bill. Look at when they took the $1,000 bill off the market. Look when the last year it was printed. And look what you would have to do to cash a $1,000 bill in. Do you think I can take it down to this carryout right here and turn a $1,000 bill in? They look at me and laugh. They'd be like you turning $1 million lottery ticket into a gas station. You got to take it somewhere that can break a $1,000 bill. And then they're going to want to know how and where you got that $1,000 bill when there ain't been one made since the 1960s. And they have already recalled most of them. A lot of people's already turned them in because people were not rich. They were poor. Maybe Donald Trump might have them $1,000 bills laying around. There ain't no way I got a $1,000 bill laying here. There ain't no way none of you all got a $1,000 bill laying there. Because if you did, we'd be going out to eat somewhere. We'd pay our bills with it. Am I right? Yeah. You got that right, Matt. Mac. If it is worth whatever, $20,000, do you think a gas station's going to turn it into you? Can you go to your local carryout and cash that in? No. You're going to have to go to a major bank. Not even my bank would cash something like that in. You're literally emptying one of these little banks down here when you're drawing that kind of money out. They will literally, if they let you draw that much money out, the bank in Boonville would probably shut down. All three banks in Manchester, Kentucky, you went to one of them, that bank would probably shut down because that's probably all they do have there. This ain't New York City. This ain't Los Angeles, California. This ain't Florida. This is a poor state. We don't have 5 million people running around. We're lucky we got 5,000 if we're lucky. The city of Oneida, Kentucky, which is where I live. Population 43 people. Ron Hilton is not part of that. His address is not in Oneida. His address is in Manchester, Kentucky. It does not become Oneida, Kentucky until you come across the bridge. And then it's Oneida. And there's 43 people that live on the other side of that bridge.
you. I'm sorry you can't have it. It's my baseball.
I have 38 viewers and 39 thumbs up. If any of you have not thumbs up me, please thumbs up. That way I know you guys are liking what I'm talking about. That you are interested in what's going on. Latest news today is Von Hilton's electricity is off. So if he goes live, he is stealing it from his mother's trailer. So if any of you all see him go live, please let me know, for I can get a hold of the people that control that and let them know what's going on, that he is stealing power from his mother's house. He don't call me. Did he call Jim and Millie for money? I don't know. Did he call the estate for the money? I don't know. If he called the estate or if he called Little Jim, I would literally think they both would laugh at him and say, "You got your $250 check this month. We don't care." You made your bed backwards, so you sleep in it. That's the way everybody looks at it. You did it wrong. You sleep in it. You made the mistake. You sleep in it. Two of the neighbors has told me there is no power on. Usually his porch lights are on. Right now his porch lights are off. Did he literally turn them off? I don't know. I doubt it. He's too lazy to get up. He don't even want to get up and let midnight in and out, but he has to. That's the only place he can end up is in the shelter somewhere. Unless he's going to try to live there without electricity and phone and internet. Because, once one goes down, they're all going down. Well, we're going to find out, McGregor. Maybe it is just the porch lights, but I doubt it. Vaughn will be moving in with J-Dubs. That's a good possibility. Or is J-Dubs going to leave his wife and move down here and help Vaughn pay the bills?
Now the Bombers have one more hurdle. Now what? Renovating a home while running the resort. Back on the island. Back in Florida. For gluttons for punishment. All new Renovation Island. Sunday night at 9 on HGTV. All right, we got a sterling silver solitaire.
Well, he's got a wife that's working, and I hear his father-in-law has a little bit of money, so I don't know. Is he going to con his wife into moving in with him too? What's the father-in-law going to think about? Like I said, there's all lots of stuff. What's the wife going to think about when Vaughn moves in up there? I'd like to see Stinky in New York City. If he can get 30, 40 neighbors mad at him here, I can imagine what he's going to do in New York City.
So the last item is a very special one. You've done a great job.
Yes, I do believe in God. I also believe in Jesus Christ. The way I look at it, If I'm wrong and there is no God and there's no Jesus, what trouble can I get into when I die? Our bodies will be put down in the ground and we lay there for the rest of our lives. But here's the kick. What if God is real? What if Jesus was real? And I do believe that my soul, will go up to the pearly gates of heaven, and you non believers will still be laying on the earth. I'm not losing nothing by believing in God. I'm not losing nothing by believing in Jesus Christ. Tell me how a book that was wrote how many centuries ago? 1,000 years ago? Can tell me the future. It says in the Bible, there is a disease that will travel around the world killing people. People, we just seen it. It just shook the whole world up. There's over 1 million people that died from it and still dying. There will be earthquakes. There will be massive quakes. We're seeing them. They're killing millions of people at a time. Some of you don't believe the Bible. Pick it up. I won't tell you to read the whole Bible. Read the last book. Literally, read the last book, because that is what we are all living right now. So, to your question, yes, I definitely believe in God. I believe that Jesus Christ is our Savior. He died for each and every one of our sins. There was a conversation the other day about what sins that Jesus and God will not forgive you for. And in all my 57 years of learning about the Bible and God and Jesus, I've only found one. There is one sin that He will never forgive you for. If you know it, cool. If you don't, let me fill you all in. It is called suicide. You literally can go out and kill 10 people and be asked for forgiveness and be forgiven. But when you commit suicide, taking your own life, He cannot forgive that sin. It says it in the Bible. I'm not making it up. Read the Bible. I don't care if they say I'm a cult or I'm a God's man. You can call me anything you want. Like I said, we all in the Bible, no matter if you're a sinner, if you never got saved, or if you don't even believe in Jesus Christ, we all, every single one of us, will meet Jesus Christ. You might be going through the pearly gates of heaven, or He might send you down to His cousin, Mr. Hell. Everybody knows the devil was an angel at one time. That's what the Bible says. So I think the devil and God could have been brothers, and they didn't get along. And their daddy casted that demon, hell man, out of the earth, off the galaxy of where our kingdoms are sitting. So if they call me whatever they call me, I don't care. I try to live most of the Bible ways. Am I perfect, people? No. None of us are perfect. God don't like me putting these nasty stuff in my mouth. Starting with my painkillers. Starting about alcohol back then. Some of these foods, some of the words that come out of my mouth. God is not happy about it. But there are other things that God is happy about. When OBI, Oneida Baptist Institute, which is a private school here, gives food away, Larry takes his pickup truck down there, fills it up with all different kinds of food, and I drive it around and give it to the families that cannot find a way to get it. I make sure everybody gets something. God said, help your neighbors if they need it. Do unto others as you expect them to do unto you. I try to live by them words. Vaughn Hilton, he's a whole new ballgame, and I probably will get in trouble for the way I talk about him and the way I treated him. But Jesus and God sees what's going on. His mother and father are both watching him. So is his grandfather and his great-grandfather and his great-great-grandfather. He does have to worry about answering to Jesus Christ, our Savior. But he still has to answer to his Father, too. Irving, James Paul Hilton Sr. James, you will face your father again and your mother when you see them on the other side of them pearly gates and you can't go in there and be with them. You better get on your knees and pray, James, because your gods are not working. The first commandment in the 10 Commandments, you shall not worship no other God besides me. Everybody knows that, I think. People believe, so like I said, honestly, Matt, I'm glad you asked the question because that really kind of got me away from Stinky a little bit. And that's what I want to see. I want to see people asking me certain questions like, do I believe in God? I'm going to tell you. Some of you might say Larry's crazy. There ain't no God. That's your opinion. And like I just said, if there's no God, I didn't lose nothing. I didn't win nothing. But if there is a God, I won. You lost. Because you might not make it to the heavenly gates. If you didn't beg him for the forgiveness of your sins that you did your life. People, My dad was not a God's man. Even though his mom and dad were, my dad was not a God's man. 3 months before my father died, he got saved. And he made me the happiest man in the world to know that my father just got saved. That he was going to try to make it into the heaven's gates. For when I do die, I see him again. Some people say we won't see each other when we go up there because we're just going to be spirits. I think them spirits might not have eyeballs, but our spirits are our spirits. We're still gonna get the feeling. I still have feelings from my grandparents. I still remember when I was 8 years old running through her garden with her chasing me with a broomstick. Get out of my tomatoes. Get out of my tomatoes. And you better put my salt shaker back on my table. Them are your spirits. Them are your dreams that stick with you forever. No man can take them from you. Some of us have nightmares. Some of us have good dreams. To me, that was a nightmare. Being chased by a broomstick by my 60-year-old grandmother when I am 8 years old. But I love that woman to death. I remember Grandma chasing me out of the apple tree. I'm an eater, boys and girls. I love to eat. The day my grandmother died, my aunt told me that Grandma didn't know anybody, not even her own daughter. I kissed her on the cheek and I asked her, "What's in the refrigerator?" Her eyes got bigger than a 50-cent piece and said, "Larry." My aunt looked at me and said, "What did you say? How does she know?" When you're around your parents, your grandparents, there is something that will stick out in their mind the rest of their lives. I don't care if it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, or just some hot summer day. When I went to Grandma's, I didn't sit down in the living room and start talking. I didn't sit down next to the fireplace if it was ice cold outside. I went in the kitchen. I opened the refrigerator to see what kind of leftovers she has or what she's making for dinner tonight. My grandmother can outcook anybody and everybody that I have ever met. And I have met a lot of good cooks in my life. That woman put what we call love into all her cooking. You got to remember, she cooked for 9 kids all of her life. She didn't work. She raised her family. Her and her husband built their home out of pallets in the 1920s. Wooden pallets, literally took them apart and built a 3-bedroom home with them, one room at a time. After all her kids grew up and they all moved out and they all got their own kids, like me, a grandchild. Every one of us went over there all the time. You could not get away from grandma's house without eating. Literally, I went over there and did a 2.5 hour job, and I had to eat 3 meals. I had to eat breakfast before I started. I had to eat lunch when we were halfway through, if we were even halfway through. And then she's yelling for us to eat dinner before we go home. And here my wife's going to have dinner ready when I do get home because she thinks I'm hungry. Grandma loved to feed people. She was happy to see people. Same thing with Miss Alice. She grew up in the olden days, poor, no food. She's happy to have food in her house and she can eat anything she wants nowadays because she had money put away. She saved her money and used it very wisely. She did not have Vaughn Hilton spending all her money. She might have paid some of his bills. She might have helped him out a lot, but she wasn't running herself dry. She knew what it was like to go hungry, and she was making sure she never went hungry again.
And then I started posting from his point of view. It's kind of a long story. Okay. I
Spirits are real.
I guess I'm just like tired of seeing everyone post about their best lives ever.
To me, I think Miss Alice gave Stinky a gold spoon his whole life. The only problem is the gold has fell off of it already. It was only a thin layer of gold. The gold has fallen off the spoon. So now all he has is a wooden spoon. His gold has fell off and he forgot to save it. So because he didn't save the gold, he now is eating with a wooden spoon. He is paying his bills with that wooden spoon. He's going to live life the rest of his life with a wooden spoon. Unless he hits the lottery. That lottery ain't at all like that, people. 300 million people trying to play it. Over 300 million. The odds of you hitting it, 1 in 600 million. Each and every one of us has dreamed about hitting it.
And
It would be nice. Yeah, dear.
I thought you was going to eat.
I am, honey. It's 2 hours, 14 minutes. I'm just going to do a couple more minutes.
Don't blame me if
You
you're
took your shot?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're eating?
Mhm.
Let's take care of you first, and then I'll worry about me. What about our baby? Have you checked on our baby?
Let's feed the baby after I eat.
People, yes, I say baby, but clear, this is not a baby. This is not a baby that takes bottles and eats diapers or needs diapers. This is a boy who can eat 2 Whoppers and say, "What's for dinner?" This is a boy that eats 40 uh, what do you call them? Pizza bites? 40 pizza bites, a fry, and 2 pops for dinner. He's a growing man. We call him baby because me and her will never have children again. I am done making babies. I wish I would have had a girl out of my mixture that I had, but I didn't. I am happy with my boys. They can carry my name. they can carry on what they need to carry on. I don't want to be rude. She is telling me dinner is getting cold on me and she's getting mad at me. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and sign this off for tonight. I did tell everybody that I was getting on every single day, so I didn't want to disappoint you. I have my live auction coming on within 2 hours. So Larry's going to get off here, eat my dinner, maybe make a bathroom break, and get ready for wrestling and my live auction tonight. If I find out any news, I will automatically come on and post what it is, and I'll leave again, as long as you guys see it. Thanks everybody for enjoying watching me. I got 41 likes and I have 30 viewers. The Frost family appreciates everything every one of you do for us. We love you all. You guys have a good Monday night.
You deserve